Hey, good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another edition of Kiss My Glass, presented by I Could Be Wrong Sports. I'm Brad. As usual, I have Justin and Jason with me. I know we just saw each other on our previous football podcast, but good to see you fellas again. And hopefully, everything has been going well for you during this early basketball season. I know it has for Justin. Not, I don't think for either one of us it has, Jake, but for Justin it definitely has. But with that being said, suck it, Justin. Kiss my glass. Anyways, it is early in the season, so let's talk about it. We're about 2 weeks in, a little over 2 weeks. What are some of your guys' early surprises from this season? Let's kick it off with Jason this time.
The only surprise for me, honestly, is watching my Kings lose. I was surprised. I expected that we'd have a few more W's than we have now. So their losing record, I think we really have 2 wins, is just a surprise to me. And it's
Yeah,
happening so fast and so early. And we're on track to go to get maybe 20, 24 wins this season. It doesn't make any sense
yeah.
uh, with the
Okay.
roster that we have. So that's definitely the
I like
early
it.
surprise
Okay.
for me.
Yeah, I really quick, and we'll jump over to Justin, but and we'll see if you have any other ones as well, Jay. But I think we talked about it when we first started, right? You kind of said, "Oh, we're going to make the playoffs," and I was like, "Well, no, I think play-in might be where you guys might want to set your sights. If you make the playoffs, I think it'd be a successful season." So I'm not quite as shocked or surprised. I wouldn't say shocked, surprised, but I am slightly surprised at the Kings and in their lack of competitiveness to start the season for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if Sabonis is on the block by the time trade deadline comes around. So,
Yeah.
you got any other surprises, Jay?
Honestly, not really. Nothing's really surprising about this league. The teams that are winning are winning. The teams that for instance, like your C's, they blew the team up. So I didn't expect them to have a tremendous start of the season. So they weren't a surprise to me what they're doing right now, and it's
Yeah,
yeah, teams that are winning are still winning.
yeah. Well, they blew out the Wizards tonight by 29, so I'll take that.
There you go.
There you go.
So
There
we'll
you
take it.
go.
All right, all right. Justin, what are some of your surprises from this early season?
Most of my surprises are in the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
For one, you've got a Bulls team that I don't think anyone expected to be 6-1.
No,
And I don't think it's a fluke. They look good. The
they
the
do.
Bulls look good. They're being led by Josh Giddey, whom came from OKC. I guess players from OKC. They just wherever they go, they make those teams good.
Yeah.
Uh, but Giddy's been playing really good, and the Bulls they look really good. The Magic, they're surprising to me.
Surprising. Yeah.
That was a team I thought that was going to be leading the Eastern Conference,
Yeah.
and they're 3-5. So,
Yeah.
you know, me sitting at 5-2, I wasn't expecting them to be as good.
Okay.
But they're getting some minutes from Embiid. Obviously, so
Yep.
far he's healthy early in the season. Edge comes balling. Maxi's a baller. I like Maxi. So those are
Yeah.
my surprises.
Okay.
As far as teams go, Western Conference, I have for the Thunder, their depth. I mean, I'm just, people call me crazy, because everyone's like, oh, they're a deep team, but I don't think people really realize how deep of a team they are. They haven't had Jalen Williams at all this year. They've been missing Chet Williams for the last 3 games now, or sorry, Chet Williams, Chet Holmgren, um, and they start the season 8-0, the only remaining undefeated team. Just
Yep.
cursed. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
Left in the NBA. They also still have the best point differential in the NBA. So
Yeah.
their depth really like it just amazes me and
Okay.
surprises me. AJ Mitchell's a boss. I love that dude.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah, I can't argue with OKC's depth. I think I didn't realize like how talented the roster is from top to bottom. I knew it was really good, but I didn't realize that it was that good. So I'll agree with that. I think you called out a couple of my early surprises in the Eastern Conference. Chicago sitting at 6-1, leading the way in the Eastern Conference. And I agree with you. They look pretty solid. Giddy is one of only about a dozen players. I think it's 11 or 12 players right now that's averaging a double double. So he's having a pretty solid season. I think one of the other surprises for me, they lost tonight and they got a two-game losing streak, but Philly touched on it. If they can manage Embiid's minutes and he can contribute in the minutes he does play, Philly's going to be a scary team to play. Embiid's still
Right.
got skill. He's still got talent. He's almost impossible to stop on the
Right.
offensive end, right? So when he's right, Philly has a lot of potential. I agree about Orlando. They're a little surprising. Again, it's still early in the season, but I agree
Right.
about them. I would say in the Western Conference, I know we talked about San Antonio earlier, a couple of weeks ago. One of the other bigger surprises for me is LA, the Lakers, with missing LeBron. LeBron hasn't played at all. Luka missed, I think, what was it, 2, 3 games, something like that. And Austin Reeves kind of went
Reeves.
off while they were out, while they were both out to kind of win them a few games, played amazingly and kept them, winning. They're sitting at 6-2 right now, tied for second in the Western Conference, which for me, I know for me personally, that's a little surprising because I anticipated with LeBron and Luka missing time already, I didn't think that they would be four
See you
games
be
above
good.
500. So
See you. Love you guys.
and then
Sorry.
and then no, you're good. You're all good. This is a family show.
It's a family show.
That's right. And then the other one that's surprising to me is I didn't realize how much drama was going on in Memphis with Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. I don't know if you heard any of the sound bites from the game before he got suspended. He essentially was like, "Hey, don't ask me any questions about my playing time or how I play. Ask the coaches." Right? And you can tell it's him versus the organization. Whereas I think a couple years ago, before he got in all of his trouble, it was a complete opposite. That organization had his back like no other, and you could see they've split, especially since they fired the coach at the end of last season. So I think that's another surprise for me is just how quickly Ja has fallen out with Memphis after they had such a great start to his career. So,
Yeah, I think he's going to be getting traded. There's no doubt about that. I will have to agree with you on that. And the Lakers too. Austin Reeves is playing freaking lights out.
yeah.
I don't know though. They may want to call him free throw merchant V2.
Hey, maybe.
I'm just
Hey,
saying.
man, listen, I don't care if my team scores
But
all
you
their points
know
from the
me.
free throw
I'm just
line. If they
saying.
win, they win.
Get him where you get him.
Yeah,
Man. I'm
get
not.
them where you get them.
You know me. I'm just trolling though.
I know. What I think is even crazier is they were going to trade Austin Reeves, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now look. So,
Now look.
but yeah, speaking of trades and speaking of Ja Morant, that takes us right into our next little quick topic. If Ja does get traded, who do you guys think might be interested? Who do you think should maybe make a call to see what it would take to get him? Let's start with Justin first.
That's a tough one.
All right, let's do this.
Uh,
I'm gonna throw three teams out there. You guys
sure.
tell me if I'm crazy, and then I want to hear. I'll give you guys some time to think about where you think you might want to go.
Yep.
Okay. So the three teams that I think should probably be the most interested in order. Number one, I think the Phoenix Suns should be on the phone with Memphis nonstop until Ja Morant's on his way to Phoenix, unless it requires Devin Booker, which they wouldn't do. They just got to get Booker. They got to get somebody to play point guard so Booker doesn't have to. He, even though he's scoring his ass off, that's not the position he needs to be in if they want to win. He needs to be a shooting guard, playing his natural position. Um, this one, I don't know if they could make it work or how they could make it work, but the Milwaukee Bucks. And then my third one, the Denver Nuggets. So I just think those two teams could use an upgrade at point guard. Phoenix needs a point guard. The other two could use an upgrade at point guard. and really gel and match Ja with their superstar they already have. And I think that benefits Ja because he's no longer the guy that has to carry the team. He can just kind of go back to being himself and having fun and playing basketball. So I think those would be a couple good spots for him. So let's start with Justin. What do you think about my three landing spots? And do you have a different one?
Well, see, for me, it's not a matter of the team or the fit or anything like that. Well, I guess fit it is more about fit, but the team. So for me, it's hard for me to say because I, if I'm a team, I personally don't want to bring in a guy like Ja Morant's attitude into my locker room. So for a team like the Bucks, who's got a superstar, who they probably will make the playoffs this year because they're in a weak conference. No, I don't. I don't think you go to Milwaukee. The Denver Nuggets, they probably are going to make the playoffs with or without Ja Morant, so they should not make a move. So I would probably go with the Suns because they probably aren't going to make the playoffs with or without him. And
Oh,
um, if
I
you
think
want to
that
sell
I
some
think they would make
tickets,
the playoffs if they traded for
I don't know, maybe,
him. Okay.
maybe. I just I don't know. I don't like his attitude.
So let me ask you this. So you don't think that going into a locker room with a veteran like that, that's been a champion, been a finals MVP in both of those places, would have an impact on Ja?
No, I think he's hard
No?
headed. I think
Oh,
Ja Morant
okay.
wants to do what Ja Morant wants to do.
Okay. All right. Hey, maybe he does. All right, Jay, what do you think?
I actually like the Bucks fit. I think Giannis might, kind of keep him in check a little bit. He's been there, he's done that, and he's
He's got his brothers there. He get out along.
right.
He just have his brothers kick his ass.
Exactly. There's three of them there. You know what I'm saying? Between all of them, so it keep him in
Yeah.
check. As long as
Shit.
John doesn't bring any guns. Uh, but I
Okay.
think I think you're right about Phoenix. Phoenix is a great destination for him. They don't have a point guard. He's a point guard they could use, and I think it would make that team twice as good as they are now. Not saying
Yeah.
much; they're not great, but they'd be twice as good as they are now. And my ideal landing spot for Ja, well, you already know where because we got Russell Westbrook and Dennis Schroeder playing point
All
guard.
right. All right. I
We
can
could
see.
use,
Yeah, man.
we could use
Hey,
a point guard there.
Ja
You know,
Morant with Sabonis. Damn,
yeah,
that might be a scary little combination too. So, but
absolutely.
I think Justin touched on one thing. It's important to know where his head is, right? Is his attitude based off of because he's in Memphis and he's clashing with them, or is that just the way he is? And I think until he gets traded, we won't know. Like if he gets traded and then all of a sudden we start seeing the old Ja Morant playing the right way, not playing with a bad attitude and all that, hey, maybe it was the organization and not necessarily the player, right? So,
A lot of times
um,
it's the environment, that turn
yep,
people with,
yep.
sour.
Well,
So
yeah. Look at Sam Darnold. Um, so all right. Well, so we all think that Josh should be traded. Probably will be traded, but maybe we don't agree on where he'll go. All right. So our last topic that I had queued up, I just want to start by saying the Brooklyn Nets freaking ruined it, and I don't appreciate it. Okay. Before they ruined it, the New Orleans Pelicans ruined it the night before, and I don't appreciate it. So initially the topic was going to be, is OKC going to lose a game first, or is New Orleans going to win a game first? And then, of course, New Orleans won. And then I switched it. We were going to do it on the same question, but was it going to be, is Brooklyn going to win a game first? And then, of course, Brooklyn won tonight, ruined that entire topic. So we know what's going to happen. So let's talk about OKC. Justin, I'm going to tell you earlier, you said you cursed them. And I'm going to tell you why you may just want to curse them. Okay. First of all, I'm going to give your team some flowers. 8-0, last undefeated team. This is a better start than they had last year when they started 7-0. Okay. Look every bit like the defending champions. They're a little over halfway to the second best start in NBA history. And they're a third of the way to tying the Golden State Warriors for the best start in NBA history. All good stuff. I have nothing bad to say about that. However, history tells us getting off to a historic start in October, November, and even into December almost never leads to success in June. Let me
Hmm.
explain. Let me explain. In NBA history, there have been 15 teams that have started a season at least 10-0 or better. Of those 15 teams, only three have lifted the trophy at the end of the season. So,
Yeah.
so now I'm not saying that one season has anything to do with the other. I'm just saying history just says that you start off great, sometimes it doesn't lead to success at the end. But I will say this, based off the depth that we talked about earlier, if there's a team that can buck that trend, I think it is the OKC Thunder, right? So here's what I want to do. Since we already know that Brooklyn and New Orleans won a game before OKC, I mean, yeah, they won a game before OKC lost the game. Really quick, if you have your phone there, let's pull it up. What kind, or I'll call it out here. When do you think their first loss may come?
Hmm.
So they're playing right now, I believe, or they're playing
Play
they
tomorrow.
start they start here in a little bit. Oh no,
Yeah.
that's tomorrow. Is it?
No, you're right. They start here in a
Oh
little bit.
no.
The pregame
Yeah,
with the Blazers.
yeah, they start with the Blazers, so I think we can all agree they're gonna win that one.
I think so.
Um so looking at their schedule, when do you think their first loss may come? And I'm not saying that you're going to predict that they're going to lose, but when do you think it may come? What team do you think it's possible? Or what scenario? Maybe it's a back-to-back against two tough teams. Where do you think that first one may come?
Yeah, good question. Let me pull this little schedule up here and I'll tell you what my thoughts are on that. Probably going to
All
come
right.
against a team like the Spurs or the Nuggets.
Okay.
That's my opinion on it, but
While you're
let me
pulling that up, really
get
quick,
that schedule up.
Lakers and Spurs playing tonight.
Oh,
The number two and number
okay.
three teams in the West. Who you got? Who you got, Jake? Spurs. All right, I like it. Yeah.
I'll take the Spurs.
Okay, in that case, then, damn, I don't want to curse the Spurs, but I can't pick the Lakers. All right, I'm just not gonna pick. All right, so
Thunder have a game against the Lakers this coming Wednesday. That'll be an important game for
okay,
us,
okay,
right? So that could be a potential L. Probably not going to be that game.
okay.
It could be. I mean, let's see. We could reel off. Let's see. One, two, three. So we got Blazers, Grizz, Lakers, Pelicans, Jazz, T Wolves,
You have the
Blazers,
Warriors coming up soon, don't you?
all the way in December. We play the
December.
Spurs before we play the Warriors.
Okay.
Play the Warriors January 2nd. I think the Spurs is probably our best bet to lose the game, and that's December 25th, Christmas Day.
You guys play the Warriors next week
Let me see.
on Tuesday.
Oh, I missed the other side of the column here. There we go.
Ah,
Yeah, November 11th.
okay.
Blazers.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you look at that
They
one,
play the
right?
Warriors on the second
They
too.
play the Warriors on the 11th and the Lakers on the 12th. So that's a back-to-back where, you know,
I would give them a better chance to lose against the Warriors than
okay.
the Lakers.
All right. All right. All right. And the good thing is they're both at home. So, you got an advantage there. All right. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm saying you're going to lose the day after Thanksgiving against the Suns. You're going to be all full of turkey, all plumped up. And just say, it's the NBA Cup. We don't give a shit about the NBA Cup. Go ahead, Phoenix. You can win it. Go for it. No? All right.
Nah.
Yeah, I was going to call the Pelicans game the one they lose. They
Oh,
underestimate. team. They don't think they're in for much. They play lightly. They take it for granted, and they lose that game.
Yeah. All right.
We just
Well,
beat the Pels the other day. Nah, we
yeah.
good.
Right? They are
All I could
video
say
games.
is,
I'm saying.
all I could say is I don't appreciate the Pelicans and the Nets ruining this last topic. I was hoping they'd drag it out for a while, like they would go like 0 and 15 or 16 or some shit, but of course not. So it is what it is. All right. With that being said, we'll trade you. We'll trade you Derek White for SGA straight up. No? Okay. Whatever. All right, guys. That's all I got for Kiss My Glass this week. A little shorter than the I could be wrong Wednesday for football, that's for sure. You guys got anything that you want to add? Anybody you want to shout out? Any players you want to
I got to add something.
go for
2 weeks ago, I made a comment about Şengün being a better player than Wemby currently this year on the sample size that I've seen. I now retract that statement because I've seen enough sample size because Wemby has really showed that he is a cheat code. That guy is the real deal, and he's
I
growing
was
up a lot faster than I thought he would.
I was just about to say Wimby is playing lights out. He's already my MVP front runner, and
it.
man, we're witnessing some crazy
Yeah.
athleticism with this dude.
Yep.
Skill and athleticism. It's a freaky combination of both. Size,
Yep.
length. I mean, it's just ridiculous. We
Yeah,
better
I
enjoy
th
it.
yeah, I agree. Obviously we've been talking about since he came in the league, like how good he is, and he just continues to get better. Uh, I think the only thing with him is just staying healthy. If that guy can stay healthy for the next 10 to 15 years, shit, we're looking at possibly another Spurs dynasty, man, to be honest
Mm-hmm.
with you. Because not only do they have him, right, and the Spurs run their organization really well. On top of that, when you got a guy like that, we've seen how the NBA works now. Players want to flock to play with a guy like that, right? They'll take a little less money because they want to play with a guy like that. It makes their job a lot easier,
Yup.
especially in Texas. There's no state tax.
Yup.
That makes it more appealing. So I think that the Spurs, yeah, they're set up for success for quite a while. Once again, as long as they can stay healthy. So good for them. Good for us as fans, though, because Wimby's, like you guys said, freaking freak. Like, doesn't matter who you root for. When you watch that guy play, it's like every game you're like, damn, you see something that nobody else can do. So I love
Yup.
it. That's why they say, I love this game. The other thing I want to say is this before we get out of here. YouTube TV and ESPN, Disney, y'all need to figure your shit out, man.
For real.
We're getting tired of switching back before all these fucking apps, having to have two different screens up to watch stuff. No, get
So
your shit
retarded.
together. All the billionaires arguing with billionaires. Bullshit. Figure it out. Put your shit back on YouTube TV and let's go on. Anyway, that was
Agreed.
my rant. Off my soapbox.
Assholes.
What he said. All I gotta say is you guys can kiss my glass. All right. Thanks for watching. For those of you that made it through this entire program, we appreciate it. Thanks for listening. For those of you that listened, don't forget again to download. Don't forget to like, share, leave us a comment, tell your friends and family. We'd certainly appreciate it. As always, don't forget division is a math problem. It should never be a people problem. And we hope that your week is a slam dunk. And we'll see you next time on Kiss My Glass. Peace.